Hello friends and welcome to my YouTube channel Simply Stocks, and today I'm going to talk about LT Foods, whether you should buy the stock or not, or whether you should avoid it. So let's get started. First of all, a disclaimer that this is not a stock recommendation, and people taking any position to any share that I talk about should do it with their own due diligence and research, and I'm not in favor or against any company that I talk about. Now, about LT Foods, established in 1978, they manufacture mainly rice products and have recently started with the rice snacks as well. Operates globally and sells their products, so export their products globally as well. Market cap of around 1000 crores and have a popular rice brand in the name of Dawat, which is extremely popular. If you look at the financials, and these are September FY21 numbers versus FY20, so last year numbers, and the financials look extremely strong. So sales grew by around 24.5% to around 1200 crores, whereas profit grew by around 26% to around 73 crores versus 42 crores. The debt position is stable, not that low, but not very high, so it hasn't increased that much over the last 1 year. And promoter holding is decent, although return on equity and operating profit margin is nothing too great to write home about. We have around 10 or 11% of you can say margins, but you need to believe that the sector itself is coming out of a real mire of 2 3 years and is doing well. So considering that, we could see numbers improve going forward and numbers sustain. One thing you need to understand that it is coming out of a shutdown, so it looks like that going forward numbers could be even better if we consider from say June 2021 onwards, or you can say first quarter of FY22. If you look at the performance of the stock, so stock fell relentlessly from January of 2018. So as I mentioned, in the last 3 years, these type of stocks did not do anything at all. So 100, was the high, around about that, around 100, and it fell very sharply and fell to below 40 rupees, close to 30, 32 rupees. Even there, even went to 16 rupees at that point of time. So went to as low as 16 as the lowest in March of 2020. Has recovered smartly, so it went to 60 65 just recently, so it became 4x from those lows. Backed by such numbers and positive news flows, it rose so sharply, although return ratios are meager, and that's why I don't like to probably invest into such companies, but I would like to go ahead and trade into it, and I'll describe about the trading positions as well. There has been no reduction in debt, but the debt has not increased a lot. The small cap sell off that took place from 2018 till 2020 March further dented the stock, and as I mentioned, from around 100 90 to 95, it fell to all the way to 16 rupees. But it may have just done its course with respect to the highs for the moment, which was 65 70 that it went to, and now is consolidating and may have done its course with respect to the lows as well at 16. So it might be range bound, but you can trade in the ranges as well. If you look at the business aspects of the company, then it began with rice snack as a competitive market just about 6 months back, and you need to understand that the business was not that strong at that point of time. So the business wasn't doing great during the shutdown period. So right now things are getting better, especially globally. Also things are looking much brighter, and probably that's why the run up we saw. But you need to understand that the stock itself is very volatile and goes with the market. So if the market falls sharply, the stock may fall 5 7 10% in a day, and that is the main concern while investing into such stocks. Need to further establish its brand and gain market share. I think there are other brands also. In this is a competitive market here in India, especially with brands in India. Plus, there are brands which are probably you can say in the unorganized play with respect to rice products. There are many. So rice is sold unorganized also. Not many, you can say, direct plays in that. So all in all, it is a competitive market. They need to gain more market share to have better numbers going forward. As I mentioned, the return ratios are not that great. So these things have to improve for the stock to consistently move higher. Reduction of debt is a very crucial thing. So investors like me, large investors, other investors who look at clean companies, who look at companies with lower debt, do not get into such stocks. So reduction of debt going forward is extremely important, and they need to reduce it quickly and largely for sustained up move of the stock. Pledge holdings and reducing institutional holding is also a concern, that there are pledging issues with the company, and that is also a huge concern for any investor into it. Stock has been beaten down to pulp during the March period. I don't think that the stock has gained that much, you can say, traction compared to how the market has performed. So that is also a factor. So in that regard, I can say that if things improve slightly, the stock may just surge. So that is a positive thing for the stock, that there is margin of safety at the current levels, that the market price at which LT Foods is trading at. Technical breakout is expected above those 60-65 levels. It went to around 70 just about a month and a half back. It has nestled down from those levels. So we need to see that when the breakout will happen. I'll discuss about the technicals in a while. So these are the technicals for the market, for the stock. There's heavy resistance between the 65-70 levels. So this is one level that needs to be taken out. And as I mentioned that it went to around 68-70 and then has retraced and went to 50-52 and now is settled around 55-56 levels. I would say 52 to 48 is a very you can say strong support, and I don't see that support being taken out very quickly. So any levels closer to 52 to 50 levels would be a good buying opportunities. If you can keep a stop loss at around 47 and look for 60 as the first target, and if 60 is taken out, then we are looking at 72 to 75 levels. The major breakout, as I mentioned, or the clear breakout can only be seen when the stock crosses 75. It looked like it would cross that about 6-7 weeks back, but it did not happen. I believe that better to buy closer to 50 and then or at around 52 53, and then wait patiently for the stock to cross 60-62 and probably book profits around 70-72 levels. I don't see the stock as a you can say investment bet, and I would probably say that you can trade into the stock with the range between 48 on the lower side and probably 60-65 on the upper band. So what needs to be done? Buy only as a trading play, as I mentioned, and keep track of numbers. So if numbers improve, debt reduces, there is no debt, then you can probably look at the stock with a different light. But at the moment, I feel that it is good for trading. Put strict stop losses, and better companies are available for investments rather than just getting into LT Foods, and have less than 5% exposure totally. So this is my video on LT Foods. Please like and subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so you can get my videos straight away when I post it. And kindly support me on Patreon. Thanks a lot for watching.